Hey there, I'm Trisha. On this channel, I talk about all things life, wellness, and healing. I am a licensed therapist, though on this channel, I do not provide healthcare services. If you want me to be your personal therapist, please locate the link below and you can book me there. But anyway, let's get right into it. Today, I want to talk about how to find a therapist. So no matter whether you have private insurance, state insurance, or even no insurance at all, I want to share with you how to find a therapist. So first I want to start with if you have private insurance or state insurance. This is going to be the same. So if you have private or state insurance, one thing you can do is locate the number or the website on the back of your insurance card. And from there, you can either search therapists near you on their website, or you can call the number on the back of your insurance card and request that they send you a list of providers or therapists in your area, and they will literally send you an email of a bunch of different therapists. And from there, you can contact the therapist and try to book an appointment. Make sure that they accept your insurance, and you can ask about the copays. The next thing you can do to find a therapist if you have state or private insurance is you can search for therapists on therapist directories. So some therapist directories that are most popular, in the past, I've used Psychology Today. So Psychology Today is a really big one. Another one that's becoming more popular is Therapy for Black Girls. Another therapist directory is Therapy Den. So Psychology Today, Therapy for Black Girls, or Therapy Den. And I'm sure there's more out there, but those are the ones that I'm familiar with. So if you go to those sites, you can look up a bunch of therapists that take your insurance, that are in your state. So that's another good way to find therapists. Another great way to find therapists, and this is probably my favorite, is you can look for therapists on therapy platforms. So I'm sure you've heard of places like BetterHelp. I'm gonna give you a little secret. I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but among therapists, we despise BetterHelp. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I'm just going to be real. I'm just going to be honest with you. So that is an example of a therapy platform. So with a therapy platform, you can find therapists, but you can also book through that site. So I'm not going to tell you what to choose, but I'm just going to tell you that myself and other therapists, we hate BetterHelp. I'm not going to tell you why. Maybe in another video, because that's not what we're here for. But there are other therapy platforms, like there's a platform called Alma. There's a platform called Headway. There's one called, I'm trying to think. I think I wrote some more down. Oh, there's one called Sondermind. There is another one called Grow Therapy, and Grow Therapy is actually how I found the therapist that I'm working with right now. So those are therapy platforms, and with therapy platforms, again, you can find a therapist, but you can also book through the website, and they will take your insurance. So it kind of just makes it a little bit more easier. So again, let's go through the list. If you have private or state insurance, you can contact your insurance provider directly. You can look up a therapist directory such as Psychology Today, Therapy for Black Girls, or Therapy Den. And then if you want to find a therapist and you want to book the appointment probably the same day, you can look at therapy platforms such as Alma, Sondermind, Grow Therapy, Headway. Oh, there's another one called Path Mental Health. I'm trying to think if I can think of any more. I don't know. if you know of any more, put them in the link in the comments below, because this is a community. So next I want to talk about how to find a therapist if you do not have insurance. So just like the therapy platforms that I mentioned before, there's a platform called Open Path, and on this platform you can basically, the therapists there don't accept insurance, and they accept a cash payment on a sliding scale. So that means if I remember correctly, you pay about $30 to $70 a session, depending on the therapist that you pick. So that's one way. Another way you can locate a therapist if you do not have insurance is you can locate your county Department of Human Services or even community mental health. And that's another way that maybe you can get therapy services, and also that is a gateway for how you can also get state insurance. So in this day and age, if you have a job and your job provides health insurance, of course you can have private insurance. But if you make below a certain amount, a lot of people are eligible for state insurance. And I know especially during the pandemic, a lot of people were having state insurance. So that is a way for you to get free therapy. And if you have Medicaid or Medicare, you do not pay a copay for therapy. So that's a good thing. And a lot of people don't know that, so I want to share it with you. Another way to locate a therapist if you do not have health insurance is to look up mental health nonprofits in your area. So I know when I was in grad school, there was a nonprofit, and I'm just going to say the name of it because, I don't know, maybe you might go to the school that I used to go to or live in the city that I used to live in. But there is a nonprofit by the name of the Women's Center. And I remember they provided free therapy, and I was able to kind of just donate. So I would give my therapist $5 or $10. I was a graduate student at that time, really struggling. I didn't have the money to get a therapist, but that was a therapy service that I used. So look up nonprofits in your area. So I hope that was helpful. Those are all the ways that you can find a therapist. As a mental health provider, I always like to tell people, just like we all should have a primary care physician, or just like we all have to take care of our physical health, it's also essential for us to take care of our mental health too. So there's nothing bad about having a therapist or seeing a therapist or getting mental health care. And even as a therapist, it's always important for me to make sure that I'm doing my own work and I have somebody to support me. So that is all. Again, I'm Trisha. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know in the comments below maybe what you think of this or how you found a therapist. If you know of any other, or if you've used any other platforms or therapy directories, or if you know of any more services that people can use if they don't have insurance, I would love for y'all to share that below. Thank you for watching this, and I'll see you on the next one.